Welcome to Statistics and Probability. Today, we are looking at how to describe the nature of an attribute under investigation. An attribute is the specific characteristic or quantity that we are measuring or counting in a dataset. We describe this attribute clearly so that anyone reading our data knows exactly what the values represent, long before any math is done. Without explicitly defining what we are looking at and the units we are using, a list of numbers is completely meaningless. Setting this foundation is the first step of all statistical analysis. Here is a forest trail where we're tracking some readers. Our problem states, a dataset gives the number of pages each student read in 20 minutes. Our job is to determine the nature of the attribute. The first step is to isolate exactly what we are looking for. In this case, the attribute is the pages read. We classify this specific attribute as numerical because each recorded observation is a discrete count of items, whole pages in this case. To make our description complete, we have to include the boundaries of our observation. Here, the necessary context is that specific 20-minute reading period. Putting it all together, the attribute is the number of pages read in 20 minutes. A robust data description tells us exactly what is being counted, alongside the situational context of that count. Let's look at another environment. Here, a science group records plant heights in centimeters. We need to describe the measured attribute. We start by isolating the core characteristic being observed. For these towering ferns, the attribute is plant height. Next, we identify the specific unit of measurement provided by the scientists, which is centimeters. Notice how this differs from counting distinct pages. Because height can vary anywhere along a continuous sliding scale, we must classify this as a measurement. So our complete answer is that the measured attribute is plant height in centimeters. Whenever data varies continuously, a strong description explicitly names both the measurement type and its exact unit. Now for a survey. We ask 15 students how many siblings they have. We need to identify both the overarching attribute and what counts as a single observation. Take a moment to pause the video. See if you can distinguish the general attribute from a single observation on your own. Let's review. The overarching attribute is the general category we are investigating. Here, that is the number of siblings. A single observation is just one data point within that entire set. In this group, an observation is exactly one specific student's reported count of their siblings. Distinguishing the broad category from an individual recorded value ensures you understand exactly how any dataset is built. To accurately describe an attribute every time, rely on this simple framework. State clearly that the data measure blank in blank. Mastering this precise descriptive formula makes clear exactly what your data represent. This prepares you to interpret and summarize complex statistics in context later on. As a final test of your new capability, think back to the examples we explored today. What attribute was measured and in what units?